Hi, I'm Ryan Levenin, and I'm presenting on behalf of Deanna Southard. We are two distant students in the object-oriented programming class, and the project that we've been working on all semester is HikeTracker, which is an Android app for tracking your progress climbing the 14ers of Colorado. So if you don't know, Colorado has 53 mountains over 14,000 feet, and it's something of a rite of passage to climb them all. And from the beginning of the project, we decided that we wanted something that would be useful after the class was over. And for my partner, at least, and me to a degree, climbing these mountains is on the bucket list. And she has an Android phone, so it sort of was the perfect platform to use to help her accomplish her goal. So, to begin with, I'm going to give a brief overview of our architecture and our design pattern and stuff before I give a demo of how the app actually works. And so let's get into that. So we used a layered architecture for this, which is pretty common in mobile. So we have our GUI layer and our data access layer and our data structures layer. And it turned out to be really useful to do our app this way. Late in the planning process, we switched from using a flat file for storing all the mountain information to take advantage of Android's built-in SQLite features. And doing so was pretty seamless. We essentially got to just knock out that layer, but all the connections to that layer stayed the same. So that was very helpful, and it actually allowed for greater flexibility later because we hadn't anticipated all the types of data that we'd be storing, and so it was easy to amend that system to accept new types of data, which that original flat file might not have been as flexible in doing. We also used some design patterns. We have a couple instances of singleton in play. It's a little bit tricky because we did a lot of this planning before we really knew about our design patterns, and then, as the project sort of progressed and we had to make changes, we didn't have to make changes so often because we encountered some difficult challenge that a design pattern would have helped us remedy. We made more changes because maybe there was a UI element that we hadn't anticipated needing, and so we maybe made a new screen to accommodate that. But in general, we didn't have to, just throw out some observer to handle new events, or it wasn't super complex in general. But again, we tried to make use of them where possible. So I'll show you some of that in the code. For instance, we have in our database helper. Fairly commonly, we would need to access the database from different classes, and so we have an instance of singleton here, and it is a thread safe singleton, incidentally. I think that'll be good for now. Let me just, I don't want to run out of time, so let me show you guys a working example of the app itself. So this is what the app opens up to on the first run. So here we are at our main screen, and we haven't really done anything yet. And so we can either jump directly into the map and pick a mountain from the map, which I'll show you in a moment. I just want to show you a little stateful stuff that happens as a result of having already done some things. Or you can manually enter something in via the history. So we're just going to enter a new hike. I'm going to change the peak here, Bierstadt, and we're going to make the length 9 hours. Okay, we did it. Is that today? I think that is today. Okay, so we're going to save that. So now we've been one place, Mount Bierstadt, and it'll keep track of the average length in all of your hikes as well. So then, if we click on the 14ers tab, we'll be taken to the map page. And so here you can see this is Bierstadt, and we've already climbed it. So it'll keep track of the ones that you've climbed, and then it's got these nice markers to indicate what you haven't climbed. So why don't we climb Pikes Peak? Okay, so here is our menu, or our timer rather, for tracking a particular hike. So we'll start it for a little bit. And it's a pretty quick hike. And so we can take a look at this, backspeak, we can save it. So now our average hike length is adjusted. We can see the most recent one that we've hiked, and we have these summits here. We can jump into the history, and we can delete or edit a hike at will. Let's just delete this Bierstadt-hike. And there you go. Everything seems to work as expected. All right. I think that's it. We had a great time making it, and I think it's going to be pretty useful in the future. So thanks very much.